Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round two of the playoffs. And let me start off with something special here. Woo! Here's to In Like Flynn not being in the dumper. Woo! Wow. That was amazing. All season long, you battled to your way to 12th place, only to somehow find a miracle win against the Big Cocks in the quarterfinals. So, anyways, let's continue on with the breakdown of round two of the playoffs. We will start in the championship bracket. I don't think I've ever seen a year where one through four will be playing against each other. So it's straightforward. The best made the best. We got Jenny versus Travis and Eric versus Kara. Now, as much as Travis doesn't talk, I don't get how that guy continuously ends up in the top bracket. Once again, he will finish in the top four for I think the fourth straight year. So, uh, someone needs to kill him. Let's take a minute to talk about one of the biggest matchups last week. It was Eric versus Kyle. Folks, I don't know if you saw what was going on. Eric had a lead, and Eric was very nervous because Rob Gronkowski, again, goes down. And going into Sunday Night Football, Kyle had Breeze and Colston. And man, was it the Breeze Colston show. Thought for a minute there that this was going to be just a blow, a runaway thing for Kyle. And once again, Eric finds himself losing in the playoffs. Then Monday night comes around, and Josh McCown scores 5 touchdowns on 6 possessions because the Dallas defense couldn't stop them. I mean, Appalachian State could even Dallas couldn't even stop Appalachian State from running over him in a return field goal for a touchdown. An ode to you, Michelouz. And somehow at the end there, with the 78 points that he pulled up, Eric is successfully moving on to the quarterfinals. And then in the lowly fifth, sixth place game, we got Bob versus Kyle. Bob once again showing his prowess, making, having a good team, getting into the playoffs, and shitting the bed. Not being able to capitalize off the success that he's had all year, and once again, he finds himself in the middle of the pack. Let's now shift our attention to the consolation bracket, or the dumper bracket, as we come to term. Charlie versus John in the early matchup. I like Charlie in this, but which John will show up? If John, the player, shows up, John will be able to win this no problem, as he's shown that he's been able to do over the past couple weeks. If John, the spectator, shows up, John doesn't have a chance, and that's reflective of all year. You could tell that there's a tale of two Johns. And then JB versus Sam. Last year's champion finds himself in the semifinals of the dumper bracket. Fall from grace. But he faces a juggernaut in the dumper bracket in JB. Can I begin my Napoleonic march through the consolation bracket to get back to 7th place? A healthy number that I seem to be also in love with. And last but not least, the matchup of the week. The matchup we're going to break down in depth in just a couple of seconds here. It's Andy, a one-time dumper winner, versus Troy, a one-time champion, and soon leaving the league. They are going head-to-head for the Dumper Bowl. This is the exciting. This is what we all wait for. This is the game I think that everybody in the league anticipates. Next year, this should be the game where we have to have both people sit by each other, watch all the games, and watch their faces as they just horrifically watch as they get the Dumper Bowl. So Andy, make date for next year. You will be there, and whoever else, the other 11. But Andy, definitely mark it on your calendar as you will probably most likely be there again because this is like your third time making this. Um, so we're gonna break down this matchup in just a minute here. Something to think about: Andy and Katie, because you're represented by Troy. Get ready to start picking your teams. The Scotia Olympics do start in less than 60 days. So remember, it's hockey first. We start 12-1. So who are you going to pick, Russia or America? Uh, don't worry, to John, Sam, Charlie, or I, we've still got Russia, Finland, and Sweden in the wing. So those teams can easily fight for a third place finish. Easily. So after that, it's a sword mess. I don't know. It's a throw it up in the air, flip a coin. You guys, the championship bracket. Good luck. Good luck picking the teams up there. It's just a horrid mess. You'll have a better shot when it comes to the curling. So there you go. Let's break down the matchup of the Dumper Bowl. So here's the breakdown of JB Jr. versus This Game Blows, with the edge going to Troy, 113.63 to 116.42. Andy gets the edge in the quarterbacks with Wilson versus RG3 because of the fact that RG3 isn't starting. Andy, do you understand that you are projected to lose with your opponent getting 0 from the quarterback? Troy, I implore you to get a quarterback, because if you get anybody, Matt Flynn is out there. He'll get you 5 points. You will dominate this game. Demaryius Thomas gets the advantage over AJ Green. Roddy White has the advantage over Wright from Tennessee. Andre Brown gets the advantage over Lamar Miller. Ben Tate has the advantage over Mendenhall. Jordan Cameron, who's had an amazing season, which most did predict, over Bennett. Julian Edelman, who will have the advantage over Chris Johnson. Novak having the advantage over Hushka. I don't know how to say his name. And there you go. In the defenses, San Fran getting the advantage over Indianapolis. Once again, the league implores you, Troy, get a quarterback. Any quarterback. I probably will willing to bet that the worst quarterback in the league is the best quarterback for you, because whatever you can do to put points on the board will help bury Andy and give him the dumper. So here we are. It's coming down to the end of the playoffs as we are in the semifinals. Hope you enjoyed the breakdown. Hope you made your bets. Vegas has a 2-1 odds on Troy, so rooting for Troy. I want to see a 2-time Dumper Bowl award winner. So like I said, we're going to be coming up to the Olympics here soon. So when we start picking our teams, we're going to start with the hockey. It goes 12-1. Put that right out there. Then curling, going to come back down from 2 to 12 minus 1 and 7. And then we're going to go into the World Cup. And the World Cup, I'm going to need some help from somebody who's really good at making websites. I need somebody to help me make a website to where I can tell you to go pick your team, text it to me, I can change it, and then I can just continue on, because I don't want to have to keep, there's 32 teams. I don't want to have to sit there and say who's available, not available kind of thing. And then that way we can keep updating it for the cup, and then you can kind of track it for the month that we play the World Cup. So if anybody's really good at making just simple, basic websites, it doesn't have to be anything that you have to go through to do. It's just pick your team and kind of go. Let me know. I'd be greatly appreciative of it. Well, I'm glad I'm back on the video train. Another thing I want to bring up to you is a lot of you have said, let's make this interactive. Let's have some interviews. Let's have some fun with the people. All right. Well, I don't know how much you know it's a logistical nightmare for me to make the videos, especially when it comes to November, December, because I work shitty retail. But nonetheless, I can't ever get a hold of you assholes to even hang out with or even talk to. So what makes you think I can get with videos? But I do have something special I want to do. I'll plan some stuff out. maybe next year, a bio, a bio. But I think I'm gonna have a special segment. I'll start it next week for the championship games. Send me via Twitter hashtag Ask Spidey to at less than JB. I'll put that up in just a moment there, and we can have some questions. So send all your questions to at less than JB because I want more Twitter followers. Make sure you use the hashtag Ask Spidey, and then next week I'll answer all your questions that you have for me. So there you have it. There's the thing. You can ask questions, any question pertaining to fantasy, to life, anything. Just hashtag Ask Spidey, and we'll have a special segment next week before the championship week. Well, folks, by the looks of the bottle, I've got a lot of celebrating left to do, or more or less dumping down the drain because this would wreck my body, and I'm not about to wreck my body at 12:32 in the afternoon. The one thing is I'm just happy that I beat Troy, not in the dumper. It's a weight off the chest. I may suck at everything else at drafting, but the one thing I'm good at is winning week 14. Troy, get that one more win. Jenny, get that one more win. Keep going on. Let's get Andy the dumper. And I would like to see a Jenny and Eric championship game. Actually, I would like to see Jenny and Carol. I'd just like to not see Eric in anything. Well, folks, there you have it. Till next week, see you on the Fantasy Gridiron.